Cody here with Gungho Dog Training, and we're doing a video series called Raising Rue. This is Rue, and she is a black Labrador puppy, and we just got her. We're super excited to have her. We're gonna raise her up to be a hunting dog as well as a trusted, loyal companion. We just filmed a video all about luring and shaping. If you've watched that video already, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, I would encourage you to check it out because this is a 3-part video series, and it's all focused on what to do with your puppy as soon as you bring him home. There are 3 certain things that are early on in training that you want to do. One is luring and shaping behavior, starting to teach the dog different obedience behaviors like place training. Good. Another one, which we're going to talk about today, is building trust and a solid bond with your dog early on. And then the third video is going to talk about socialization and desensitization and what that looks like early on. So today I'm going to continue to kind of just learn, shape these behaviors as I'm talking to you guys, but I want to share with you guys some of the things that I do with Rue to build trust with her. One of them is this training aspect. She's learning to trust that I'm going to teach her, that I'm going to be consistent in my teaching, and that I provide her food. As you notice, I'm feeding her from my hand. When you first get a dog, whether it's a dog from the shelter or it's an older dog or it's a young puppy, you just take a bunch of their food in your hand and feed them right from your hand. This process right here, we are connecting and making a bond with each other. She is seeing me as a trusted source of food, of nourishment that she needs to survive. Another thing that I'll teach a young pup is after I teach him to sit, then I'll teach him focus. There's a little bit of distraction going on. Sit. Good. Focus. Yes. Good. Good girl. Focus. Good. Good girl. Sit. Good. Focus. Good. Good girl. Now watch this. Focus. Focus. Good. Good girl. I was originally teaching her to watch this piece of food in this hand. As I moved over here, I waited until she looked back at my face because what I eventually want is eye contact. And in my video course on my website, The Beginner Obedience, I walk you through that process of teaching eye contact and how to get them to where the eye contact is consistent to your eyes and not just the food, and also which hand you're giving the food from. There's a lot that goes into it, but that's another thing, is when you teach the dog eye contact, you are... Sit. Good. When you're making eye contact with your dog and you're teaching them to have that eye contact with you, there is a chemical reaction that happens in their brain and in your brain, and it actually creates a stronger bond psychologically between the two of you. So that is really cool, and something that we tie into pretty much every behavior. When they finish a behavior, we want there to be eye contact with us, and we maintain that consistency throughout our training. And so eye contact early on is super important to building trust and also building a bond with your pup. So we've talked about feeding them from your hand, we talked about eye contact, we've talked about training, and we also want to talk about just snuggle time. Whether it's in the evening or whatever, if you're spending time with your pup and holding on to them, petting them, this is super important to building a bond with your dog as well. And so if you are doing a little mini training session before each feeding time, usually 10 minutes or so. Spend some time before, you know, playing with your pup. Spend some time afterwards playing with your pup and just building this bond with them. Carrying them around with you. If you take them to different places, which we'll talk about in the video on socialization, just carrying them with you and having them feel safe with you is super important. Another thing is if there's a dog that they're interacting with or something like that, and if they're feeling nervous, kind of holding that other dog off and them learning that you will protect them is also going to build a bond with your dog. So there are some of my few tips about building a bond with your dog. The rest of them are all in my video course at gunghodogtraining.com. You guys can check that out. There are 2 other videos here in this series all about what to do with your pup as you bring him home, and so definitely check those out. And in the meantime, tell your pup I say hi. We'll see you guys in the next video. Good girl, Rue.